With match night on BBC Radio Suffolk, and for the second time this season, Ipswich Town are away at Blackburn Rovers. Former Town striker Alex Matthews back at Ewood Park alongside your commentator Brenna Woolley.
Yeah, here we go again for Blackburn v Ipswich 2.0. 10.5 weeks on from their rain-curtailed first meeting. We should be able to get through the full 90 minutes here tonight, and hopefully Town will make the most of this second chance, because the last time they played poorly and were behind when the referee called time. Following on from Friday's hugely disappointing defeat at Oxford, this is an opportunity to make amends. With fourth place in the table theirs if they can win this one. To take 6 points from this little run of 3 away games would be a decent haul. 4 points would be disappointing and 3 rather poor. As for the home side, well, they've only won once here all season, losing 6 of their 8 at Ewood Park. Alex, tonight's result will have a real bearing on how these 3 away trips in a row are viewed, won't it? How important is it that Town win this game? Because a few fans are getting a bit grumpy.
Yeah, and rightly so. They're not seeing what they'd like to see from the Town. The quick attacking football that we've seen. We watched them against Hull. It was really poor performance, but it was 3 points at the end of the day. I watched the Oxford game. We created a lot of chances, but we never really looked as if we were going to win the game. And then we concede 2 goals and get defeated. Tonight's a massive game, Brenna. We really need to be winning these. If we want to be challenging to get back in the Premiership, we need to be winning games like this. So I think this is a very important game. Forget Coventry on Saturday. This is the biggest game. The biggest game we need just now. 3 points, and we've got to get the 3 points.
Yeah, they certainly have. Fingers crossed. Well, numerous changes. When are they not for Ipswich Town, who incidentally are in all red tonight? That's because Blackburn are playing in their traditional half and half blue and white shirts with the white shorts and blue socks. Town at the moment warming up off to our right hand side. So yeah, the 5 changes that go Furlong, Eggerly, Nunez, Hurst and Philogene all on the bench. In comes Young for his 3rd league start for Town. Then you've got McAteer, Akpom, Clark and Athon forming that attacking quartet. So Walton, a former loan player here, is in goal off to our right for Town. Is back for Young, O'Shea the captain, Kipre and Davis. Then Matusiwa alongside Taylor. Then it's a 3 of McAteer, Akpom and Clark in behind Athon. On the bench, Button, Hurst, Philogene, Eggerly, Nunez, Furlong, just heard from on match night, Greaves, Johnson and Kiyuste. No Cameron Humphreys in the 20-man squad tonight. No changes to the Rovers side that suffered that late 1-1 draw at Wrexham on Saturday, when I believe they played really well for over an hour in that game, just hit by a sucker punch at the end. And they have been a lot stronger away from home than here at Ewood Park, where they've lost 6 of their 8 games on this pitch this season. Their only win was against Southampton. So the starting 11 that's unchanged. Pears in goal. They play a back 3 of Miller, McLaughlin the captain and Pratt. Then a 4 stretched from right to left, Alabiosu, Forshaw, Gardner-Hickman and Hedges. Then Marishta plays in behind Gudjonsson, who's been amongst the goals recently, and Ohashi. On the bench, Mikalski, Aitchison, Cantwell back, having missed the best part of 2 months, a former Norwich player who actually scored the penalty when these two sides met here in September. Henriksen, Guy, Baraji, Denev, and also back from injury, Tavares and Ribeiro. So boosts for Valerian Ismail, their manager, former Barnsley and West Brom boss. What do you make of the team, Alex? 5 changes again for Ipswich Town, which we're becoming accustomed to, really. It's nothing new.
Yeah, we are getting accustomed to it. I don't like it. I'd like to have a settled team, but I can see why he's doing it. He's trying to give everybody the squad members so they're all ready to come in and play. But preference would for me to keep the same team for a number of games to give some continuity. I just think at times it's not so much the players. We just don't change the system enough for me. I think some games need to change the system. So, but he's set in his ways, and who are we to criticise him?
Play about to get underway under the lights at Ewood Park. The referee Oliver Langford did Town's FA Cup win over Bristol Rovers at Portman Road in January. Interestingly, the 4th official, Stephen Martin, was the 4th official at Oxford on Friday. He's getting used to seeing Ipswich Town. He was also the man in charge of the abandoned game. False start here from Oliver Langford in all black, just sorting 1 or 2 things out. I have to say, a phenomenal away support for Ipswich Town off to our right hand side on a cold Tuesday night in Lancashire. Many of those people will have been here for the first game. I'm sure many were at Oxford and at Hull a week ago. Probably many will be working tomorrow. It's unbelievable away support for Ipswich Town. Play underway. Town in red defending the end off to our right-hand side, behind which are those visiting supporters. Matosiwa gets the ball back to Walton. Had a whole season here on loan early on in his career from Brighton. Left-footed clearance from the current town number 1. Athon might get onto it. Mistake at the back from Blackburn. Athon inside the Blackburn area, left of centre. Tries to get the ball into the middle. Swept away by McLaughlin, the captain, before Clark could get involved inside the first, what would have been 35 seconds. Taylor tries to get a ball square to Akpom. Blackburn with a little header back to the edge of their area. Spooned up to halfway by McLaughlin. Clever little head down by Gudjonsson to this right-hand side. It's Marishta putting the ball in behind for Ohashi, fellow Japanese, but Walton was quickly out to the edge of his area. Good goalkeeping from him, very alert. He's been involved a couple of times, Walton.
Yeah, good starting position from Walton, really was, because he read it, the ball in behind, and he was there to mop up.
Walton, left-footed, drills the ball up to the chest of Athon. Good little chest flick to the right-hand side, and Akpom, the goal scorer a week ago, Chuba Akpom. Taylor, good spot to the far side. Young in possession. Ball down the line to McAteer. That's a relatively new partnership far side for Ipswich Town. McAteer with the orange boots on. Back to Ashley Young. Young still has the ball, playing it into the area towards Davis with a good run, headed away. Excellent spot from Young. Here come Ipswich Town again. Athon lays it off to McAteer inside the area. Now Akpom just not enough on it. Nice little drag back from the Blackburn defender, then cleared by Rovers. That was lovely play involving Young, and then a terrific run in field from Davis into a centre forward position.
The thing I like about Ashley Young is he's played at such a high level. He always looks to go forward first and foremost, and he'll put some great balls into the box, and that should feed the two strikers when they're up there, because that's a great ball and a great run as well from Davis.
Just seen it again on replay. It's lovely from Young, it really was, and a great run as well from Leif Davis, who scored a terrific goal at Oxford on Friday. Forshaw, very experienced campaigner in midfield, had numerous clubs down the years. We've seen him at Leeds and Middlesbrough and Brentford. Blackburn almost lose the ball at the back. It's Miller, the right-sided Australian centre half. Swings his right boot at the yellow ball and clears it downfield. Davis with a header. Clark battling for the ball, but Forshaw wins it for Rovers. Ball down the line to Marishta. Lovely play from him. He's a good footballer. Gudjonsson infield. Son of Ida Gudjonsson, former Chelsea and Bolton striker. Wasted pass by the left-sided centre half George Pratt, who's playing his football at National League level on loan not that long ago, but needs must. He's been recalled to Blackburn, largely because of an injury to Wharton, who was missing at the moment.
It's a good start from Town though. I know it's early days, it's only 3 minutes gone, but they've started well. They've started better than Blackburn, so we're right on the front foot just now.
Long may it continue. Walton, left-footed downfield to Athon, who barges his man to the deck, spotted by the referee. Not a great home attendance tonight for this game. Here come Blackburn. Wide left, Hedges. Good wide player, Ryan Hedges. Infield to Gardner Hickman. It's the third time he's faced Ipswich Town already this season, Gardner Hickman, because he's on loan from Birmingham. He came on the opening day of the season, played in the first fixture between these two sides, and here he is again tonight. And if Darnell Furlong comes on in this game, he'll have faced Blackburn 3 times. He was sent off against them for West Brom very early on this season. Not on the side tonight because Young is in, and he's challenging for a ball far side, the former Manchester United player. But for the moment, Blackburn dig it out and get it back to Pairs after 4 goalless minutes on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Those Town fans will have travelled something like 1,200 miles with these 3 round trips by the time they get home in the early hours. Here come Blackburn, wide left, ball into the Ipswich area to Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson tries to square it. Ohashi slipped off the ball. It's out behind for a corner kick to Blackburn, the first of the game. Yeah,
he came on against Town late on. The last game, Brenner Gudjonsson, and he looked sharp and he looked a danger, and he started the game very well. Anything that's came off for Blackburn, he's been behind it.
Yeah, he spent some time as a kid in both Real Madrid and Barcelona's academy. He's actually made the Champions League squad for Real Madrid a few seasons ago.
His father was a player, wasn't he?
Oh
my goodness.
Wonderful footballer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Icelandic international. Corner kick to Blackburn Rovers, first of the game, headed off the near post by Young. Left-footed effort into the deck, it bounces into the Ipswich area, headed up by Davis, not fully away, nodded down by Gudjonsson. Davis clears onto the chest of McAteer. Under pressure, he can't do much with it. Blackburn almost get it into the area. It's really congested and messy. Clark loses the ball. Ipswich get it up to Akpom. Good slick work from Akpom. In comes the sliding challenge on Athon. Decision has gone against the Blackburn player. It's Good Johnson has been penalised. Didn't look the worst challenge in the world, but Athon looks a little bit jaded on all fours as Leif Davis takes an illegal free kick.
Good job.
Yeah, it was, 'cause it was to no one in particular, was it?
That's the ball boy out in the right-hand wing.
Yeah. We'll take this little rewind. Still goalless on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport 10 after this. Back-to-back home games. In fact, 3 of their next 4 are at Portman Road. They've got Frank Lampard's high-flying Coventry, 3 o'clock on Saturday. Mick Mills alongside me. And then a week tomorrow, Stoke up there as well in the top 6. Mark Robbins brings his side to Portman Road for a rare Wednesday night game. As Kipre at the back has the ball for Town, closed down, wasted too much time. He gets lucky, that goes to Young on the far side. Young distributes back to O'Shea, who lifts it up to McAteer. McAteer brings the ball down, goes back to O'Shea. Got lots of praise, McAteer, for his performance at Hull last week from his manager. Kipre, good ball down the left-hand side, controlled on the outside of Jack Clark's right boot, skips away from the defender Miller effortlessly. Miller comes back, still has the ball. Clark inside the Blackburn area, nudged off the ball and then cleared away by Miller, who stuck to the task well. The Town have the ball back on halfway because Miller couldn't find Good Johnson.
He's unlucky there, Clark, a few times. Just a little bit slight. I'd like to think get his body across the defender there. Get pushed off the ball a little bit too easy there for me, but good ball from Kipre, and he maybe should have done better with that, Clark. Should maybe put the ball into the box.
Still goalless. Here is Kipre in front of Walton. And he plays the pass out to the far side, and Young. Get to really talk too much about Taylor and Matusi were in midfield for Ipswich. Getting good use of the ball from Young. We've seen his quality already in this game. Akpom gives it to Davis. Davis runs forward, then flicks the ball to the left, and Clark, the number 47, tries to get away from Alabiosu, one of Blackburn's better players, the right wing back. Marishta closes down Taylor. Kipre gives it to O'Shea, pretty much in the centre spot. He moves the ball out to the right-hand side. Young, 7.5 minutes gone at Ewood Park. Ashley Young to Matusiwa. Matusiwa edged the area to Akpom, back to goal. Goes square to Young. Young's cross into the middle. Looks a decent one. Athon with a header. Didn't make the connection he wanted. It's gone all the way out to the left, and Davis by the corner flag. He's let that go out for a throw-in to Ipswich Town. It was a clear throw-in to Blackburn Rovers. A bit of brain fog from Leif Davis. We could see from here the last touch was off Athon, and Leif just let the ball go out for what he thought was his own throw-in.
You know what's good about tonight?
It's not raining.
No, with that as well. And it's not as cold as it was the other night. But Ashley Young is getting so forward compared to Furlong. Do you know what I mean? When Young's getting forward, he's put 2 crosses into the box already, and we're only 8 minutes in. Do you know what I mean? Normally it's all left to Leif putting the ball in. Yeah,
it's been good. Good Johnson, wasted pass forward, but Hedges almost made something of it. Free kick for a foul on Young, who's justified his selection so far in this game. We're in the 9th minute on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Still no goals between Blackburn Rovers and Ipswich Town. This rearranged fixture after today, everybody in the Championship will have played 18 games. McAteer trying to make something far side, but Pratt did well and cleared off an advertising board underneath the Riverside stand far side for a throw-in. Very sparsely populated Riverside stand, numerous faded blue and red seats visible opposite us here at Ewood Park. It's 30 years since Blackburn won the Premier League under Jack Walker, with Dalgleish and Shearer and Sherwood, Sutton, Hendry, that team. Blackburn get a break up to the halfway line. Marishta gives it to Good Johnson. Needs support. A lot more Reds back than Blue and Whites forward. Blackburn go back to halfway. They had a chance of a decent counter-attack there. They just didn't get bodies forward. Really,
yeah, it was all slow motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seemed to be. Here is Miller. Not a frustrated Valerian Ishmael. Fairly experienced manager at this level now, with West Brom and Watford. Also had a spell with Barnsley in the Championship. Good ball from defence to midfield. Here come Blackburn with Good Johnson. Still 0-0. Out to the right-hand side. Alabiosu bodies to his left. In comes his cross. Header towards goal. It's a free header from Good Johnson. 20 yards from goal. Walton dropped down, and it was a comfortable stop in the end, but that's the best we've seen from Blackburn.
Yeah, and it was a good play. It would have been a great goal if it went in. It really was. It was a good build-up play. There must have had about 10-12 passes there. Switching play. Good play from Taylor from Clark there. Nice little flick.
Yeah, lovely flick from Clark. Found Athon. Athon went back to Davis. Now Kipre caresses the ball and then spreads it to the right-hand side. And Young's first touch wasn't the best. The Blackburn player led with an arm on him. Ashley Young not making much of that. A lot of players might have been tempted to. He's up on his feet again.
It was his own fault. It was a bad first touch, to be fair. Flicked it up in there and he had to go for it.
Yeah, it was Hedges who clattered into him. It's a free kick given the way of Ipswich Town. 10.5 minutes gone, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. We'll obviously have full match commentary of both the Coventry and Stoke games at Portman Road and everything else that follows. Leicester, Sheffield Wednesday, then into the Millwalls and Coventry's again. Portsmouth, that's the next few weeks for Ipswich Town. This is the first of 7 games in a busy December. FA Cup third round draw next Monday night as well. So we'll know who Ipswich's first cup opponents of 2026 will be at this point next week. Hopefully not Blackburn Rovers. Forward from Pears over the halfway line. It evades Ohashi, and Davis has a bit of time to contemplate exactly what he's going to do, and he's elected to run to the halfway line, then left-footed try to hit a switch towards McAteer, dealt with to an extent by Hedges but picked up by Akpom. Akpom tries to find McAteer when Young was the better ball, cleared away by Hedges for Blackburn.
Yeah, he's got to knock that to Ashley Young there. He's made a great run, Ashley Young, and he's just trying to paint a nice little tight pass. It's got to go wide.
Matusiwa got a touch of the ball, hasn't been involved as much as he normally is. Poor from Clark, one flick too many. McLaughlin to Ohashi, out to the right hand side. Alabiosu, Clark will be hoping nothing comes from this. Alabiosu on his weaker left foot pulls it back, edge of the area, controls a shot, deflects off Matusiwa, out for a corner kick. That was poor from Jack Clark.
Yeah, he tried it earlier and it came off. He's tried the same thing again and it never. So that's what happens when it doesn't come off, Brenner.
Yeah, Blackburn have got a corner kick.
Creeping into the game now, Blackburn.
They are a little bit, aren't they? Come on, you Blues, is what the sign says halfway up the Brian Douglas Darwin end, off to our right-hand side. Blackburn corner, their second of this championship match. They only won this midweek for obvious reasons. 12.5 minutes gone at a dry Ewood Park. Referee wants to sort something out. Town players down on all fours inside the Ipswich area. It's McAteer, bang on the back of his head. He's saying that it was an elbow.
Referee just grabbed them by the head.
Blackburn have 5 players inside the Ipswich Town penalty area. Gardner Hickman puts the ball above his head, then places it on the edge of the quadrant. He pulls it back to Marishta. Foreshore hangs across towards the far stick, nodded down, swept away by Jack Taylor of Ipswich as far as Ryan Alabiosu. He has some work to do, gets between a couple of players, Athon and Akpom, gives it to Foreshore. Started his career at Everton many moons ago, Foreshore. Here is Marishta down the right wing. Blackburn have it with Miller, the centre half, pegging Ipswich Town back at the moment. Alabiosu jabs the ball into Ipswich area. Walton comes towards it, confident and very good goalkeeping.
Yeah, he's managing his box very well.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's in good form at the moment. Touchwood, Christian Walton.
He's always been a good goalkeeper.
He has been.
He's always been a good goalkeeper.
Absolutely, been unlucky not to play more maybe. Here is Matusiwa finding McAteer. Flag stays down, wide right, low ball across the face of goal. Athon couldn't make up the ground quickly enough and Davis can't keep it in. It's a Blackburn throw.
Yeah, it's poor from the two strikers. It's poor from Akpom and Azon. They should be busting their gut to get in that box here. It's a good ball in from McAteer. Maybe a little bit too early, but they should be busting their gut to get across that first defender. They were just jogging in. They need to be sprinting in there and really try to get in the end of that. It's good play from Town as well.
We're in the 15th minute here at Ewood Park, still 0-0. Blackburn Rovers versus Ipswich Town. It's first of 3 successive home games for Blackburn. So they'll feel at some stage that second home win is going to come. Very good away from home. 5 wins and a draw from their 9 on their travels. They've won at Hull, Watford, Leicester, Bristol City and Preston. Some teams there that Ipswich Town have failed to see off. Blackburn have gone and won on their pitches. They've just got a real issue here. Forward from O'Shea, wasted far too much. He apologetically puts his right palm in the air. The ball's back with
Well, you'd probably tell why, Brennan. There's hardly anybody here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they've probably got a bigger away support than they're getting home support.
Yeah, they were very good, albeit they only drew against Wrexham at the weekend. Ball over the top for Blackburn. Hashi, can he bring it down? Yes, he can. Lovely take. Edge of the area, needs support though. Gives it back to Marishta. Marishta left-footed, hits the backside of Kipre. That was travelling. Clark skips in field. Good play from Clark. He's taken on and beaten 2 players, then takes on a third. It's caught late by Miller, I think it was. The referee certainly wants a word with a Blackburn defender.
Good play from Clark.
Yeah.
It really was. Committing, taking people on, giving his team a break, making up from 20-30 yards. He's left his leg there to get caught because he knew he played for the foul, which is good wing play. Well played.
Yeah, it was. That was very promising from a former Sunderland player. 16 gone. Still waiting for the first goal of the night. Taylor to Davis on this near side. Ipswich have it with Kipre. Jacob Greaves probably felt he had a chance of starting this game, but it's 2 in a row for Kipre. It'll be interesting to see who plays alongside the captain on Saturday. Akpom holds his man off, gives it to McAteer, who's then sandwiched between a couple of Blackburn players. Taken down by McLaughlin, an Irish defender. He clears it out far side for a throw to Ipswich Town. Taken by Young. He squeezes the ball through a gap all the way back to Christian Walton in front of those travelling Town fans. At least 3, 4, 5 flags I can see. Walton holds on to the ball, edge of his area. That's why Blackburn fans were getting a bit narked. Poor pass from Davis, straight out of play to Kieran McKenna rather than Jack Clark. Through to Blackburn.
Yeah, he's better than that, Leif Davis. He really is. He didn't have many options, though, Brenner.
Took his goal well at Oxford, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Really nice finish. Here is Pratt going to McLaughlin, the captain of Blackburn. Back to the far side, and George Pratt trying to lift it over the top towards Gardner Hickman, who'd made a run from midfield. McAteer couldn't get the ball out from under his feet. Hedges went in there. The ball's out of play. Not a great deal happening at the moment, it has to be said, in this game. Young, that's very risky. He's got away with it there. To Davis. Davis heads his ball back. I was saying beforehand, if Town lose their next 2 games, this is very much glass half empty. I realised they would be 19 points behind Coventry. Close of play Saturday, such as the gap between those 2 at the moment. But of course, if Town win both of them, every chance they'll be second in the table behind Coventry. So it's a key game, isn't it? Just kind of in the balance. Oh, nice little nutmeg by Hedges on McAteer. Not sure it was intended, but it worked out nicely. The fans enjoyed that. Gardner Hickman, he was at Bristol City before he went to Birmingham. Forward from McLaughlin, looking for the head of Gudjohnsen. Gudjohnsen nods it back to Marishta. Marishta puts a good ball into the Ipswich area. That's exceptional defending from Dara O'Shea to head it out behind. That could have gone terribly wrong. Well done, the captain.
Yeah, it's a great ball in. It really is a great ball in, and O'Shea's done magnificently well to clear it, because it was a danger. He could have scored an own goal there, but he's done really well. Well done, the captain, like you say, Brenner.
It's a good player, Marishta. And he gets on the ball, pulls the strings for Blackburn Rovers. That was terrific defending from an Irish international. Corner kick to Blackburn at 0-0. Gardner Hickman to the far post. Ooh, Gudjohnsen missed it. That's had a couple of red shirts in there. It's actually more of a chance than Gudjohnsen realised. Blackburn knock a ball into the Ipswich area. Going towards it is Miller beyond the far post, but the big defender wasn't big enough. Couldn't stretch and divert it goalwards.
Yeah, but they are putting some dangerous balls into the box, and they're testing the defence. But thankfully couldn't get on the end of that.
Here is Christian Walton for Ipswich Town.
Oh, the rain's coming down again, Brenner.
Don't say that. Oh, terrible from Walton. Really put Alabiosu with a shot. Thankfully it was a right full-back having a left-footed effort. Really got Christian Walton off the hook from nowhere. He almost gave Blackburn Rovers a real chance to score the opener.
Yeah, it's a good. He just lashed at it, didn't he? You could see, we're right behind that, we could see it was never going to hit the target. Thankfully
not, because it was disappointing from Town. Town again playing from the back, which is fine. Young, right-footed, loops the ball over the top of McAteer. McLaughlin just stretches his neck enough. McAteer wins a good header to Athon. Athon up to Akpom. Coming in field is Miller, not taking any prisoners or risks with that clearance. He did the right thing, Miller, just played it the way he's facing at the far side for a throw to Ashley Young, 0-0.
He's got to do better with the pass though, do you know what I mean? He's passed it straight in, he's got to take defenders out of the game. It's too easy, too sloppy.
Here comes Pratt to clear away from Athon, who impedes him. So few times I've mentioned both Taylor and Matusiwa in this game.
No, they're bypassing them, Brennan.
They are, aren't they?
They're bypassing them. They're going for the diagonal ball in behind, aren't they?
Yeah. Sums up the nature of the way this game's gone. Yep. Not really through any fault of their own, really. As Alex says, the ball's just going over the top of them, around the back. Here is Pears, the goalkeeper. Been here 5 years from Middlesbrough. Right-footed clearance. Had a play off an Ipswich player, but he was being impeded, was McAteer, so it's an Ipswich free kick on the far touchline. Town subs are out on this near side. I can see Agali and Kiyuste, Philogene. I think that's Nunez with the hat and the snood pulled right up. Kipre up to Athon. Athon holding off the challenge of McLaughlin. Big challenge for Athon against these three centre-halves tonight. Blackburn come away with the ball. Ahashi down the right-hand side. Miller's made a run. Ahashi puts it in, flicked away by Kipre. Here is Forshaw. Not a great deal of goalmouth action in this game. We're still 0-0 if you're just joining us for this 7:45 kick-off. Town with 5 changes pre-match. Ashley Young's in for a very rare league start. Great play from Miller to an offside Alabi-Osu.
Yeah, I thought he was off.
Handy.
It's very similar to the first game, Brenner. It's very similar. There wasn't much going on. Goalmouth incidents, was there, really?
And it's Ashley Young's 3rd league start. The last one was against Charlton, the game that we all remember, sadly, so well. He's only played 25 minutes in the last 6 weeks, Ashley Young, but he's done well when he's been involved in this game so far, shown his quality. Kipre towards halfway and Athon beaten in the air by McLaughlin. Nice control from the number 19 Hedges, but no, there's a break in play because it's a head injury. The referee just wants to have a physio come on from the Ipswich bench to have a little look at Ivan Athon. They're not in a great rush to do so.
To be fair, talking about Ashley Young, you don't play at this level when you're 40 if you've not got a great fitness about you. You know, on the levels he's played at and looked after yourself and looked after your body throughout the years. Do you know what I mean? He's a fantastic pro, really is.
Probably will be more and more players at play to that kind of age, but you're right, it does highlight what a good professional he's been and how fit he still is. Athon's coming off, but he's going to be alright to continue. Just got to come off because of course the 2 physios have been brought on, now being booed by a smattering of Blackburn fans. Just gone past the midway point of this first half. 0-0. Ball out to the right hand side. Alabi-Osu nods it down for Ohashi, edge of the box. In goes Taylor to win it. Davis then dinks it down the line, wasted straight to Forshaw. Flicked around the corner by Alabi-Osu, touched on by Marishta, and then away from Matusiwa. Messy bit of play. It's with Forshaw. Now McLaughlin of Blackburn fires the ball out to the left-hand side. It's a good one, controlled by Hedges. Blackburn on the attack. His attempted cross is charged down immediately by Young. Ball's out far side for a throw-in. Let's hear from Kieran McKenna post-match on BBC Radio Suffolk, and hopefully an Ipswich Town player as well before off-air at 10:30. Nice to think we're talking about that 8th win of the season. Having played 18 matches. As I said earlier on, they would be 4th in the table tonight if things go to plan. Only Millwall, Middlesbrough and Coventry above them, as O'Shea goes over the top of a Blackburn player. It's Gardner Hickman who's rather bending over.
Very committed there. He felt that one, Hickman.
Throw in to Hedges. Actually, it's Pratt who's come forward and taken the ball off of the number 43, but it's nodded away by Matusiwa. Akpom robs Pratt. Athon's making a run. Akpom goes down. Rather easily under challenge from Forshaw. Referee right on the spot, free kick to Ipswich. Not a massive amount happening at the moment in this game. Fairly poor watch, sadly. Walton's waiting with the ball just on the edge of his D, gives it to Matusiwa, given away by Matusiwa to Marishta. Poor mistake from Town. Kipre has brought down Ahashi. What a mess Town made of that. You could see it coming as well. Yellow card for Cedric Kipre. Not good at all.
You could see Matusiwa didn't want that ball.
No, he didn't.
He didn't want it at all, and you could see it in his body language. And he's just got rid of it as quick as he could. And we're lucky he got away with that, to be fair. Kipre's a good yellow card from Kipre. This is dangerous. It might just be a little bit too close to get it up and down, though.
Yeah, that's the one thing, isn't it? Campbell would have fancied this if he was on, but he's not, so it's going to be Hedges, who's a good striker of a ball. Gardner-Hickman has got previous as well. Looks like it's going to be one of those two, but the left boot of Hedges, for me, is marginally the favourite. This would be another terrible goal for Ipswich Town to give away if this nestles in Walton's net. He's currently in the side of his goal off to our right-hand side, just squinting at that wall and lining it up exactly as he wants it. Walton clapping his hands now. Town have a 5-man wall off to our right-hand side. 0-0 at Ewood Park. Blackburn free kick. Hedges or Gardner-Hickman. Still looking for the first goal under the lights in Lancashire. The referee seems happy. Hit by Gardner-Hickman, comes off the wall and spins out the throw inside of the corner flag.
And thankfully that was a poor free kick.
It was, wasn't it?
That was really poor.
Yeah, it's pulled his shirt up over his face momentarily, Gardner-Hickman. Blackburn through, much to the relief of Ipswich Town, and again Azor Matusiwa. Forshaw gets the ball back to the right-hand side. Miller outside the Ipswich area. In comes his cross. Poor, headed away by Athon. Blackburn have it with Forshaw. Clipping a ball into the Ipswich Town box. Headed away by Young. Gone down holding his head. Referee is going to have a break in play because of another head injury. Done the right thing, Ashley Young. Whether it really has affected him to this extent or not, he's gone down and broken up this bit of momentum of Blackburn's, knowing the referee would have to stop play because it's his head.
Well, he's got to stop anyway. It's a head knock. Whether he's went up for a challenge and he's hurt his head, so it's a bang in his head. They've got to stop it. I don't know what they're all booing about.
I think they're possibly suggesting Ashley Young could have carried on, but he went down to know that the referee would do that. A little bit, maybe a bit of gamesmanship, but it's worked out. Blackburn are going to get the ball back, but Town are now lined up effectively with 4 banks of 4. Blackburn on the far side, looking slightly more likely to score at the moment. Hopefully I'm tempting fate by saying that, but Town haven't really been in the Blackburn half of the field for a little while. The ball now over on the far side, inside the Ipswich Town half. O'Shea's header wasn't strong enough. Marishta takes it on his chest. Matusiwa brings him down. Free kick to Blackburn. Town are just going through one of those spells. They've kind of gone into their shell a little bit. Akpom's down off the ball. Went down rather theatrically.
Don't know why.
Tactical one. Number of players coming across this near side. And that's the amount of sympathy that he's getting from the home crowd. Not offering a great deal at the moment, Ipswich Town, are they?
Not really. I mean, it's a silly foul from Matusiwa there. He couldn't win the ball. He's trying to go through the Blackburn player. There's no way he can get it. We are giving away silly free kicks. I mean, we don't look as if we want the ball. I mean, that is sincere with Walton there passing it to Matusiwa. It was like, whoa, panic. We've got to have a little bit more composure on the ball and want the ball.
No sign of Nunez getting ready to come on, so hopefully Akpom's going to be all right. For the moment, numerous players are across speaking to numerous coaches from both teams, actually. So we're going to see a few minutes of added on time at the end of this first half because of the knock to Athon and then this one to Akpom. Akpom's going to come off briefly. Still goalless, and without being world beaters are looking wonderful. Blackburn on top at the moment. With both sides, Blackburn maybe a little bit better than average, but Town about the average mark, it has to be said, of late. Akpom just holding his the back of his right thigh, maybe a little pull on his hamstring. Kieran McKenna now in his ear. First thing he'll have to do is join that red wall off to our right-hand side, on about 32 yards from Christian Walton's goal line. Blackburn have a free kick over on the far side of Ewood Park. Their left, it's round the back to Hedges inside the Ipswich area. Clever play, the little pullback, a chance for Marishta, blocked off. Plenty bodies in the way, well defended Ipswich Town. That was clever from Rovers. And as far as Alabiosu, Blackburn go again. Marishta down the right, he's let the ball go to Gudjonsson. Marishta tries to get in behind Leif Davis. Davis will see it up behind for a goal kick to Walton. It was unlucky from Blackburn's perspective.
It was. I didn't know what we were defended like though. We all ran back and we played them all onside. It's a strange one. It really was. I'd like to see that again.
Tang got away with it. Akpom can surely come back on the field now. Can down to 10 men for the whole of that little burst of action. Still goalless on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Final 14 minutes of this first half at what's a fairly chilly Ewood Park now. From Walton, goes left-footed from right to left. Hedges wins the header. Ahashi bundles Young to the deck. O'Shea plays it forward for McAteer. Been a little while since Town played any football. Matthew Seward gets it out on the far side for a throw to Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, we've not got a passing game. Well, to be fair, I don't think we've had a passing game this season, to be fair. We just don't look at the races at times.
No.
We look all over the place.
Throw up towards Gudjonsson. Good header on from Gudjonsson. Marishta to Ahashi. Just couldn't get the ball out from under his feet. Comes back to Marishta. Good challenge from Kipre. Had to be clean, and it was. Taylor into the path of Clark. He'll try and do something for sure. Clark tries to play him behind for Athon. Paul, he tried it, but it didn't work out. Miller works his way down this touchline. Clark gets it back. Taylor's first touch wasn't good enough, but then he wins it back. Then he goes to ground. Free kick for Town on halfway. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Ipswich Town drawing 0-0 at Blackburn Rovers. Town with just the one win in the last 12 league games here. Lost 8 of those 12. 34 years since Town won back-to-back league games here. It was a 1-0 thanks to an early goal from Connor Chaplin when we were here during the promotion season up to the Premier League. Young loses the ball. Here come Blackburn. No foul. Wide left outside the Ipswich area is Hedges. Closed down by O'Shea when he took a while to get the ball into the centre. Young, infield wasters. Just as well Blackburn aren't very good, it has to be said tonight. I mean, they're all right, but wow. Thankfully, they're no Coventry. Forshaw to Pratt. Come on, Ipswich Town. Matusiwa over the top for McAteer to chase. He's got goal side. Lifted over his man inside the area on his chest. Pratt's held him up. He still has it, McAteer. Goes back to Matusiwa. Square to Leif Davis. Sets himself. Has a go, but it's over the top. But at least it was Ipswich Town on the front foot attacking at last.
Yeah, at least he's had a shot at goal. Or tried to shoot. Good play from McAteer. Getting in behind. Kept the ball and back to Matusiwa. Davis, you'd expect him to hit the target from there though, with his left foot, but at least it's promising.
11 to go until half-time. Blackburn's turn to play it out from the back. Athon chases down Pratt. Pratt gets it up to Gardner-Hickman. It's a long pass from Gardner-Hickman back to square one. And Ainsley pairs. He clears to the halfway line. Ahashi with a glancing header on to Hedges. Appeals for a handball by Pratt it was. O'Shea got his hand in the air. The referee agreed with the Town skipper. O'Shea gives the ball to Young. Young in field to Matusiwa on the halfway line. He finds Taylor on the centre spot. Town in all red, attacking the goal off to our left-hand side for the next 10 minutes pretty much exactly. Taylor runs into traffic. Marishta's on the ball. Good. Johnson's making a run. Instead it goes to Forshaw. Gardner-Hickman with a swivel of the hips gets away from Akpom. Clever ball in field, finds Hedges. Man on, and there's a shout from the crowd as McAteer steamed in behind him. Matusiwa lifts it over a couple of players. It ping-pongs around in there. Matusiwa stomps a pass forward to McAteer. Opening his legs far side is Young. Ashley Young still has the ball for Ipswich. Didn't fancy a cross into the area. It's gone back to O'Shea instead. Young on that right wing, forward to McAteer. He's used the ball well. Back it goes to Young. Just kept it in play outside the Blackburn area, down over in the far left corner as we look at things here at Ewood Park. There is McAteer. Appeals for handball, not given by the referee. You've got a good view. Taylor has the ball. Town being forced back towards the middle third. Taylor's held off the challenge of Marishta. And the applause is because Blackburn have forced the ball back into the Ipswich Town half. O'Shea over the top. The header from Pratt drops down and out behind for Town's first corner of the night.
Yeah, we had a number of occasions to put the ball in the box. I thought Young should have went on and put it in first time, because the two strikers and Jack Clark were busting into the box. I thought he should have put it in, but thought better.
Leif Davis is dribbling the ball over to the far left corner of Ewood Park and preparing to take Ipswich Town's first corner kick of this championship game. Can they get the opening goal from it in the final 9 minutes of this first half? Fair few players in and around the penalty spot off to our left in red. In it comes, the flick on head has gone over the bar from Ivan Athon.
Half a chance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Half a chance. Just got too much on it. Little flick. I've seen a few of these in the last few games.
It's one taken short. It's a good header from Shalabar, I think, for Chelsea against Arsenal. A similar sort of thing on Sunday, if memory serves. I've certainly seen one recently in the Premier League from a Chelsea defender. Here is O'Shea. Or midweek, actually, of games in the Premier League this midweek. Clark to Athon. Ping-pongs around, and then it's Miller who tidies up by going back to his goalkeeper pairs. 8 minutes to go until half-time. So far it's not been worth the trip for those Ipswich Town supporters. Given away by Gardner-Hickman to Matusiwa. Matusiwa evades one challenge. That's blocked off by Pratt for a throw-in to Ipswich. Very little in the way of atmosphere at Ewood Park tonight. The ball's thrown back to O'Shea inside the Ipswich Town half. He goes square to Kipre, who's on a yellow card. Kipre, poor pass. Alabiosu says thank you very much. Then gets the return ball up towards Marishta. Appeals for an offside by Ipswich Town, not given. Blackburn have it with McLaughlin. Out to the far side. Hedges hugging that touchline. Ahashi's made a run in front of him. Hedges rolls away from McAteer, then slips. Ahashi has the ball one-on-one with Ashley Young. Play continues, trying to get into the area. He goes down in the box after a challenge from Matusiwa. Doesn't look anything like a penalty from here. The referee agrees. Gardner-Hickman's won the ball back well, but then it runs to Davis. Ping-pongs away. Alabiosu's got the better of Davis inside the Ipswich Town area. Maybe a chance. Thinks it to the far post. No one there.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think it was a penalty, definitely not. And he's got in a great position there, and he's picked a wrong choice. There was nobody at the back post, but thankfully for Ipswich Town there wasn't. But a bit sloppy, definitely a bit sloppy.
Yeah, well, it was awful wide play from Alabiosu, who's better than that, as Alex was just saying, totally the wrong option. Blackburn have the ball at the back. Rain is falling at Ewood Park, but nothing out of the ordinary. Cleared away by the keeper onto the chest of Davis. Kieran McKenna's hood's just gone up. Clark wide left outside the Blackburn area. Want to get away from Alabiosu, showing him too much of the ball. Alabiosu gives it to Forshaw, who guides it back to Miller. Miller puts his right foot through the ball, taken on the chest of Kipre. Kipre gives it straight to Marishta. Ball goes in field to Forshaw. Touched back by Gudjonsson. Crossing the halfway line is Gardner-Hickman. Forshaw for Blackburn. Marginally the better of two average sides in this game. Not really taken with either. It's 0-0 as Blackburn have it centrally with McLaughlin. Started the vast majority of their league games. McLaughlin forward to Gudjonsson, offside. Kind of good little space in between Kipre and Davis. The only problem was it was illegal.
This looks like a game that nobody's challenging for anything. Like two poor teams at mid-table at the end of the season. This is what it's like.
It is.
It's actually pretty poor to watch. I feel for those Town fans that's come up and watched this, to be fair.
I couldn't agree more. That's exactly what it's like. I was just thinking those fans. Walton over the top of McAteer.
We can't put two passes together.
We're all desperate to fall in love with this Ipswich Town team, this Ipswich Town squad, but they're just making it a bit tricky at the moment. We really, really want to, and hopefully we will, but yeah.
They're just not good to watch just now. We're attacking one of the best teams to watch for the last 3-4 seasons, Brenner.
We have.
We always had a goal, but this season we just can't get it together at all.
O'Shea to Davis. Davis wafts at the ball but has lost it. Alabiosu. If you're a Blackburn fan, you're thinking this is a really good chance for us to win again here this season.
They look the more likelier, Brenner.
They do, don't they?
They look the more likelier.
Without being world beaters. I'm sitting here thinking, I really like this Blackburn team. Wow. Goodness me, I'd take a draw now. I'm not thinking anything like that. But they are the better team. So disappointing.
So many bad teams in this league this year.
Yeah,
there really is.
Well, keep saying there's real opportunities for a Millwall, a Preston. Bristol City have been up there before, of course. Slacker keeps saying Wrexham, don't rule them out of a top 6 finish. Not going to win it, I'll be top 2, but maybe top 6, because much of a muchness. Here are Blackburn heading towards the end of this first half. We're still 0-0. No great surprise given what we've seen. Chance for Gardner-Hickman to play the ball into the Ipswich area. In it comes. Davis has to head it away, which he does. Marishta hits it into the deck, flicked on by Good John Snap behind goal kick. It's a funny old season.
It is. It really is. It's a funny old league this year.
Coventry obviously the standout side, whereas the last 2 years there's been 4 really strong teams plus the other 20. The year that Town went up, the 3+ Leeds, and it was last year was the 3 that went up plus Sheffield United. This year it seems to be Coventry and 23 others. Well,
that's what it is. You could go down to 17th in the table. You could any of them could get in the top 5.
That's it, exactly. As Davis makes contact on the halfway line. Another points deduction for Sheffield Wednesday at the other end of the table yesterday, incidentally. So that's a group of fans that I feel terribly sorry for, Sheffield Wednesday supporters. Now it's inevitable that they're going back to League One. They've got one more game to look forward to all season, really, just to hope that they can beat the Blades later on. But anyway, back to matters here, I'm afraid, where it's still 0-0. And it's still not too great. O'Shea brings down Ohashi.
It's a clear foul, O'Shea. Don't know what your hand's up for.
The ball's deflected forward. Do you reckon we could stop this now and just give them the 1-0 win from September? I think that's a possibility at half-time. Just be done with this fixture.
To be fair, I'm just thinking, is this worse than the Hull match, or is it much better? I don't really know.
You're cursed, although you did at least see a win last week. Young takes the ball off of Hedges. Can Ipswich Town break forward now? Young gives Athon something to work with. Across comes the defender. He's rather sold himself. Athon has the ball outside the Blackburn area. Maybe Town have a chance. Athon still has it. He shoots off the backside of Akpom. Comes out as far as Clark. Clark shoots. That's blocked, and that's gone behind for a corner kick to Ipswich.
To be fair, Brennan, I don't care how we play. As long as we win, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered, but it's just...
Be nice to get a performance as well, but you're right, tonight here this is all about somehow winning this game, which Ipswich Town will hopefully go on and do.
Especially when we've got 3 home games coming up.
Yeah, that gives them a chance. Well, at least they would be going into a really hard game on Saturday.
Yeah, but they take care of themselves, Brenner.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'd like to think Town will be a very different animal against Coventry. We've seen it in the past where they've struggled in games against lesser sides and then turned it on when there's been a good side at Portman Road. Fingers crossed anyway. Ashley Young with his and Ipswich Town's first corner kick in the 45th minute. Kipre met it, but under too much pressure to do anything with it. Blackburn get it away. They can't get on the counter-attack. Matu Siwa heads it back into the Blackburn area. Maybe a chance for McAteer. Hasn't been dealt with just yet by Rovers. It took an eternity to whack it long, which Pratt eventually did. Now Marishta brought down by Matu Siwa. Oh goodness me, it could be Jacob Greaves all over again. Don't rule out a red card here. He could be in trouble, the Dutchman. He's got away with it. He's got a yellow. I think he's very, very lucky. 2 minutes of added on time to be played. Yellow card for Matusiwa. It's his 8th of the season.
I think what's saved him is that it's out in the wing, Brenner. It's out in the wing. It's not really out in the wing, really. It's been 10 yards in, and he's just came across him and clipped his heels. I think there was a defender coming back as well. We probably would have got back, but he is a lucky man, I think.
I think he's very lucky.
Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
I was 80-20 in terms of that being a red.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he got it completely wrong. The referee disagrees and giving him a... Yeah, obviously the home fans having a right stick. Having a right old go at the referee. At least it sparked things into life.
Yeah, it's woke the crowd up, isn't it?
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And us as well.
Yeah, we're all getting excited now, aren't we?
Let's have a little bit of this.
Come on.
I love a bit of Blackburn Ipswich. Blackburn Rovers put this free kick into the Ipswich town area towards the far post. Johnson didn't take a gamble if he'd had done. And now the Boos return. We're into the added on 2 minutes at the end of this first half. Matusiwa must have feared the worst as well. He was like, oh, not after Friday, please no. But he's only 2 cards off of a 2-game ban now.
He's just not got the legs to get back either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was always going to get caught.
Town haven't really got a like-for-like replacement when he does miss those 2 games, which one would have thought is going to be inevitable. Well, if things stay as they are or Ipswich Town win, it's going to be probably question A or B for Valerian Ishmael from our Lancastrian colleagues in and around us after this game. And he is complaining to Steve Martin, the 4th official, the Blackburn Rovers manager, as we speak. And
is it the same ref from the last time as well, Brenner? Is it the same referees?
No, the fourth official tonight was the referee that called the game off, Stephen Martin. Yeah, had him a few times. That's it. And the boos are all being directed towards the referee, not towards any of the players out there, because that was a real flashpoint at the end of that first half. Controversy at the end of what was otherwise a very dull and drab 47 minutes, Alex Mappy.
Yeah, not the best. Blackburn probably shaded it. A little bit spark to life there from the ref making a mistake. But we need to do better, Brenner, all over the pitch. I said it against Hull. We need to do better. Our passing game needs to be a lot better. We need to be a lot quicker with our passing. We're getting caught in the ball. We're trying to pass out for the back, and we look as if when the ball's passed to the players that's getting it, receiving it, they look as if they don't want it, and they're just kicking it anyway, and we're getting caught in it in possession. So yeah, we need to do a lot better, but hopefully we'll see that in the second half.
He won't make changes now though, will he? Kieran McKenna won't, and when he does, they're probably hopefully he proves us wrong and he tries something a bit different, but I think that's what we're all expecting, isn't it?
We'll be saying that all season, Brenner. He's not going to change the way he manages. That's the way he is.
That's not right though, is it?
Well, I
do understand where fans are coming from. Managers have surely got to be proactive and make changes to change games.
Well, this game's crying out to be won.
Yeah, well, it is.
Totally. It's crying out to be won. Now, I'm not being funny. I would be thinking, you get Kayusti on, you get Philogene on, you get Hurst on, you get Furlong on and push Ashley Young out on the right-hand side. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would be thinking. Creative players, people that's going to create something, going to score the goals. Do you know what I mean? I don't see any creativity on that pitch at all today. They're missing out Taylor and Matusiwa. They're going diagonal to McIntyre. And no disrespect to the lad, he'll give you 110%, he'll run up and down. But he ain't going to create you anything. He ain't going to do it and put a wonder ball or see a pass that's putting you in. He's a workhorse. He'll go up and down for you. He'll deal with that. But go and create a chance for your man. Jack Taylor's been playing too deep for me. He's not getting forward. He needs to be doing more. He's had a couple of occasions to put the ball in. He's not done enough. Sorry, Jack Clark. Jack Taylor's we've never seen him. We've seen Matusiwa 3 or 4 times, and one of the times he should have been sent off. Do you know what I mean? So really, we need to see more. Akpom, I forgot he's playing. You know what I mean? I've mentioned them once, and then we're looking at Azon's worked hard, but there's no service there for the two strikers, so you can't really criticise them. There's just nothing for them. There's no bits. It needs to be better all over. It really does.
And Blackburn aren't great, are they?
No, but what they do, they whip some great balls into the box and behind the defence, and in 3 or 4 occasions they've just not a damn day on the end of it. And on another day there's somebody on the end of that and you're 2-3 goals down. 2-3 goals down.
Fear not, though, it's going to be a repeat of last Tuesday night at Hull. Terrible in the first half. Town are going to go on and win it. Fingers crossed anyway. 0-0 at half-time at Ewood Park.
Well, the referee has certainly brought that one to life. We'll be back with Alex Matthew and Brenna Woolley for the second half on BBC Radio Suffolk in a few minutes' time. It's the only match in the Championship tonight. There's 3 games in the Premier League. A half-time at Craven Cottage. Manchester City leading Fulham by 3-1. Erling Haaland opening the scoring with his 100th Premier League goal in record time. It took him just 111 games. Reinders and Phil Foden made it 3-0 before Emil Smith-Rowe got one back just before the interval. Second half now underway. Likewise at the Vitality Stadium, where it's AFC Bournemouth 0, Everton 0. Those both kicked off at 7:30. The 8:15 kickoff was at St James's Park. At 22 minutes gone, Newcastle United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0, the later score. England's women also in action tonight in friendly action against Ghana. They lead 1-0. Lucia Kendall's goal on 6 minutes, the difference so far. We've got 10 plus stoppages left in that one, which has taken place at St Mary's in Southampton. Coming up in just a moment, during our half-time report, we'll hear from England cricketer Ollie Pope ahead of the second Ashes Test, which gets underway on Thursday.
Make family time stress-free this Christmas with CBeebies Parenting. There's loads of things to do. Simple recipes to try together and activities to keep your little one learning as they play. Games with your favourite characters.
You can also use these buttons.
And, of course, all the shows you can watch together.
This is amazing.
Share some magic moments this Christmas. CBeebies Parenting, here when you need us. Search CBeebies Parenting.
We're with you till 10:30 with Match Night on BBC Radio Suffolk. Back with Brenna and Alex for the second half at Ewood Park shortly. Blackburn Rovers 0, Ipswich Town 0 in our main feature. Tributes are being paid to the former England batsman and former Hampshire captain Robin Smith, who's died at the age of 62 in Perth, as well as more than 4,000 runs in 62 tests with England. Smith spent his entire county career at Hampshire, making his final appearance in August 2003. He scored more than 26,000 first-class runs in a 22-year career. England have made one change to their team ahead of the second Ashes Test against Australia in Brisbane, which starts on Thursday. Spin bowling all-rounder Will Jacks replaces the injured Mark Wood following the heavy loss to the Aussies in the first Test in Perth. Ahead of the day-night match at the Gabba, BBC cricket reporter Stefan Schemmelt has been speaking with the England batsman Ollie Pope.
Ollie, it's been a long time actually, quite a long number of days since you guys have played Test cricket. How are you tracking?
Yeah, good. I mean, obviously, an annoyingly long break. Obviously, that result didn't go our way. But no, I think it's given us a chance to really draw a line under it. We've taken some learnings that we needed to take from that game and what we could have done better. But no, it's just excitement now going into this week.
Talk us through how you prepare for this week. Last night you trained under lights. How was that?
Yeah, it was good. It's good, I think. Look, it's trying not to look too much into the pink ball. I guess we've all seen a swinging ball and a nipping ball before, and it might do that at times, so it's just complete clarity. I guess it's just trying to get your eyes used to batting under lights for the first time in a long while. So yeah, it's just trying to be as clear as you can going into this game and not thinking too much about that, and just having that clarity in your own game plan.
Talking about picking it up under lights, this might sound like a daft question, but how hard is it to see that pink ball under the floodlights? Yeah,
I mean, seeing the ball's all right. I think it's probably, I guess it's a black seam on a pink ball, which can be harder to spot than the red ball, obviously with a white seam. So it's just, trying to look as close as you can. As a batter, obviously you want to see which ball's a wobble, which ball's a swing ball. So there are times of the game which that is slightly harder to see, and everyone knows that. All the cricketers who have played in it are aware of that. So it's just trying to be clear when that happens. If you can't quite see it like you want to, then how you want to try and go about it.
Are there any other challenges to playing a day-night test match? I don't know, changes in your body clock, routine, all those different things?
Yeah, that's probably it, really. I think the body clock's... Well, I'm a pretty early riser, so I'm trying to get myself to stay up a little bit later and actually not wake up at 6:30 because it makes it a pretty long morning otherwise. So I'm just trying to find a way to sleep in a bit longer.
On the makeup of the team, what would someone like Will Jacks, who you've played a lot of cricket with, bring to the team?
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone knows what a brilliant cricketer he is. I think the way he's grown over the last few years, obviously we've seen his white ball really go forward, and if he gets the nod, then it's a great opportunity for his red ball too. I think he's obviously got that style of spin bowling which he can get some bounce and turn off the pitch, and then everyone's seen the skills that he's got in the white ball format, and yeah, he can obviously take on a really good attack.
Talk to us about your own batting, because you filled your boots at Lilac Hill and then you got a couple of good starts in Perth. How's the game feeling? Yeah,
the game feels good. I think that was obviously was a challenging pitch. I think so. I was really happy with how I went about it, but I was really disappointed with the two ways that I got out as well. So I think I'll take the positives from how I was batting up until I got out, and then I can learn from the mistakes I made, which led to my dismissals as well.
What can you tell us about the work you did on your game back in the UK?
Oh yeah, I think for me it's just having the clarity of how I want to play on these pitches. They're the kind of different strengths of their bowlers and how I can try and negate them. So yeah, for me, I'm not going to go into too much detail and give away too much, but just a few small things to help my kind of alignment, and then for me, while I'm out here now, I feel like that's in a good place. So it's just trying to keep a real clear head and stay nice and positive throughout.
I know you don't want to give any secrets away, but why did you feel like you needed to do a bit of work?
I think before every series, is what I've learned, you kind of want to make sure your game's as prepared for the pitches and the bowlers as they possibly can be. And I think the good thing about my situation, obviously I'm not in the white ball team, so I can really allow myself to have that best preparation for each series now. Yeah, I remember on my last trip out here, I was trying to kind of tinker with my technique halfway through the series, and that wasn't something that worked. So for me, it's just being really clear on it and how I can deal with the bounce and deal with the different bowlers' threats. So yeah, fingers crossed if I can keep batting the way I started last week, then some good runs will come.
In Perth, you and Ben were at the crease together when England were really on top, and then your individual dismissals started a period where the game spiralled away from England. What have you learnt then from that situation about when you have the advantage, really ramming it home?
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a key moment in the game. At the time, we probably thought that we had a decent score. Obviously, it wasn't enough. And it's probably, I mean, look, no one means to get out. I played a pretty loose shot in the second innings, and that can happen. So it's just trying to make sure if you do get the opportunity and get yourself in on a tougher pitch, it's just trying to really make the most of it and drive it forward for the team.
England batsman Ollie Pope speaking with Stefan Schemmelt ahead of the second Ashes Test, which gets underway in Brisbane on Thursday. We're back at Ewood Park shortly. We're at Blackburn Rovers 0, Ipswich Town 0. The Rugby Football League has been approached about staging an exhibition cross-code match combining league and union rules. Hybrid Rugby, an Australian company which has been attempting to get its combination of the sports off the ground for more than a decade, reportedly externally wants England's rugby league and union teams to meet next year. However, it would need to convince the RFL to make a similar approach to union equivalents, the Rugby Football Union, and strike an agreement which finds space in conflicting calendars. The 8-time winner Ronnie O'Sullivan has suffered a first-round exit at the UK Snooker Championship in York today. O'Sullivan was beaten by 6 frames to 4 by China's Zhou Yulong.
Obviously, he played better. I didn't really give him much of a fight. I missed a lot of bad mistakes, really, basic ones. So yeah, he deserved his victory today.
You've got your 50th birthday this week. Do you approach things like defeat differently at this stage of life?
Not really. Defeat's defeat, isn't it? You just have to accept it's part and parcel of being a professional sportsman.
What will you do for your birthday this week when you go back?
I don't really know. Really, just maybe go for a run, go to the gym, have some nice food. It's pretty boring, really.
When will we next see you in the UK? Have you decided about the Masters?
No, not really. I'm going to have a nice Christmas, enjoy that, and just see how I feel come January,
So Ronnie O'Sullivan out of the UK Snooker Championship. Zhou Yulong through. He'll play Mark Selby next. Selby is through thanks to a 6-2 win over Lee Pei Fan. OK, we're back at Ewood Park in just a moment for the second half of our main feature tonight in Match Night on BBC Radio Suffolk. Ipswich Town back at Ewood Park.
Forward from McLaughlin, looking for the head of Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson nods it back to Marishta. Marishta puts a good ball into the Ipswich area. It's exceptional defending from Dara O'Shea to head it out behind. That could have gone terribly wrong. Well done, the captain. Oh, terrible from Walton. Really poor. Alabiosu with a shot. Thankfully, it was a right full-back having a left-footed effort. Really got Christian Walton off the hook from nowhere. He almost gave Blackburn Rovers a real chance to score the opener. Walton's waiting with the ball just on the edge of his D. Gives it to Matusiwa. Given away by Matusiwa to Marishta. Poor mistake from Town. Kipre has brought down Ahashi. What a mess Town made of that. You could see it coming as well. Yellow card for Cedric Kipre. Not good at all. Matusiwa over the top for McAteer to chase. He's got goal side. Lifted over his man inside the area on his chest. Pratt's held him up. He still has it, McAteer. Goes back to Matusiwa. Square to Leif Davis. Sets himself. Has a go, but it's over the top. But at least it was Ipswich Town on the front foot attacking at last. Matusiwa heads it back into the Blackburn area. Maybe a chance for McAteer. Hasn't been dealt with just yet by Rovers. It took an eternity to whack it long, which Pratt eventually did. Now Marishta brought down by Matusiwa. Oh goodness me, it could be Jacob Greaves all over again. Don't rule out a red card here. He could be in trouble, the Dutchman. He's got away with it. He's got a yellow. I think he's very, very lucky.
Wayne Bavin at breakfast.
Childhoods have become more online. Only 27% of kids now play outdoors.
I think the problem is parents and guardians can't control it is because they don't know much about it because it was never around when they were younger. Banning it for all under 16s is just a shock reaction to what's been going on, and I think they should work on stopping some of the things being put on platforms that really shouldn't be.
Are you looking forward to the lights being switched on?
Yeah, we are.
1, 2, 3, Merry Christmas! Yeah.
Wayne Bavin at breakfast. Weekdays from 6. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Suffolk.
You can get in touch and have your say off the back of tonight's main feature at Ewood Park at full time. 0800 141 2121 to speak to former Town striker Alex Matthew at the match tonight. It's not been the greatest of spectacles so far. There's going to be a couple of changes, Brenna Woolley.
Yeah, 2 changes at half-time. It's not Kieran McKenna's way, but he's seen enough. Athon and Taylor have gone off, and Nunez and Kayuste are on. So that's really interesting. Obviously, Akpom will now become the number 9 with Nunez in behind him and Kayuste in for Taylor. Blackburn, I'm sure, will be as they were. Town in all red, playing from left to right against Blackburn in their blue and white half and half shirts, white shorts, blue socks. So Town have got Walton in the goal off to our left. His back 4, Young, O'Shea, Kipre on a caution, and then Davis. Matusiwa and Kayuste reunited in midfield. Then it's McAteer, Nunez and Clark, with Akpom leading the line. On the bench, Buttonhurst, Philogene, Eggerly, Furlong, Greaves and Johnson. Blackburn have Pears in the goal off to our right. His back 3, Miller, McLaughlin the captain, and Pratt. And then a 4 of Alabiosu, Forshaw, Gardner, Hickman and Hedges, and Marishta plays in behind Gudjonsson and Ohashi. Play underway in the second half. On the bench, Mikalski, Aitchison, Cantwell, Henriksen, Gay, Baraji, Denev, Tavares and Ribeiro. Clark up towards Kayuste, now on the halfway line with Kipre. Here is Kayuste once again. Back at centre half is O'Shea, firing the ball out to McAteer. Not a great deal McAteer could do with it. Headed away by Pratt. Nunez, of course, got the opening goal a week ago at Hull. Gets the ball back to Walton via O'Shea. Walton, right-footed, belts it forward. That's maybe a change in tactic as well. McAteer with a good header on. Nunez should keep the ball in on the right-hand side. He's managed to do a little stumble, but he's regained his composure. Ball into the centre. The flick header might drop down to Davis inside the area. Takes it on his chest, brings it down. Blackburn have bodies back. Kayuste outside the Blackburn area. Town bright at the start of the second half. Kipre to Kayuste. Leif Davis on the far side, pulls it back to Clark, square to Matusiwa, backwards to O'Shea. Young down the line and out of play off of Hedges. No, says McAteer. Young can't believe it either. They were convinced that should be a throw, and eventually he's changed his mind and got it right, the assistant on this near side. I thought, surely has to be an Ipswich Town throw, judging by their combined reactions, and eventually he's pointed his flag in the correct direction.
Yeah, he's corrected his way. But a better start from Tim. We've been a little bit sharper with our passing already. Hopefully that will continue.
Matisiwa appeals for a handball, knocked off the ball, loses it, cleared away by Blackburn. And hopefully they'll score during the spell, or if they don't, they've just got to keep going, not fade or keep talking about them going into their shell. They do if they have spells like this and it doesn't come to anything. Davis got a bit lucky, got the ball to Kiyuste. Kiyuste glides across the grass, gives it to Clark on the far side in front of that one-tier Riverside stand. Akpom can't make the ball stick. Gardner-Hickman gets it back towards Pears. I didn't see Taylor carrying an injury. Different sort of player though, Kiyuste. Warm round of applause from the Town fans when finally the PA system announced those two changes. What do you make of the alterations, Alex?
I think it's something needed to change. Yeah, something had to change. It's been poor, and
Young over the top for McAteer inside the area. The ball wouldn't quite sit down from it, allowed Pratt to get back and deflect it out behind for a corner in front of the Ipswich Town supporters. Their team has this set piece.
Yeah, I think, go back to the substitutions, I think we know what he's got. He's a great footballer, really got a lot to give the club, but he just didn't give enough for us. And then Nunez coming on, scored a couple of goals, so hopefully that'll give us a little spark.
Ipswich Town looking for a spark 3 minutes into the second half here at Ewood Park, still 0-0. Town of the first corner kick off to our right hand side. Leif Davis to take it, and it swings towards the far post, headed up by McLaughlin, not too far away, brought down by Nunez, whose shot is then charged down by Gudjonsson. Breaks nicely on this left hand side to Gardner-Hickman as the red shirts of Town go back. Leif Davis shoves him in the back. So a free kick and a yellow card for the left back. Third Town player to get one tonight.
It's a really silly foul from Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a professional foul. It's as simple as it is. He just put two hands on the back of him and pushed him. Silly foul.
Free kick to Blackburn on the halfway line. Kipper and Matisiwa and Davis all having to watch their steps for the remainder of this one. Just 4 minutes gone in the second half. Afterwards, 0800 141 2121 is the phone number to get in touch as Blackburn make a mess of that free kick. Can't win it back either. In slides Gardner-Hickman. He catches McAteer late. Now he's apologising to a former Leicester man. Free kick to Ipswich Town inside their half of the field. McAteer has stayed down.
I think he's rolled it, to be fair. It is a foul, Brenner, but I don't think he's caught him as bad as what we're making it out to be.
Well, he's given him a yellow card for it. Took a while over that one, the referee.
I mean, it is a foul. He's caught him, but he's rode the tackle. I don't think he's really hurt.
No, and I didn't think it was necessarily a yellow card either. And I thought the referee hadn't thought that at first glance, but after a minute or so, he's finally given him a caution. First Blackburn player to be carded in this game. Given away by Davis. Given away back to Davis by Alabiosu. Davis into the middle for Nunez. Difficult ball to deal with. Blackburn get it away. Kiyuste trying to take on a couple of players. Lovely play from the Swede. Real skill from him, showing his quality. Clark has a chance to cross. Davis was in the way. Clark's held on to the ball. Then he goes square to Matisiwa, who stretches to prod it back to O'Shea. O'Shea, good ball up to it. Offside McAteer. That comes to nothing.
Yeah, I think he's got to hold on to it anyway. I know he's offside, but instead of knocking it off, get a hold of it. He's in a good position there.
Scored just 7 goals in their 8 home games so far, Blackburn. That's been one of their biggest problems. This is their 8th season in a row in the Championship. Actually 13 out of the last 14 seasons they've spent at this level. Had one season down in League One. Finished 7th last year, but 19th the year before. 19th was the year that Smoddock's goals prevented them going down to League One. Nunez looking to get the through ball to Clark. It was unlucky, just too much on it. He spotted it and the angle of the pass was perfect, just too much steam on it.
Yeah, quality from Nunez there. Great first touch, and then he's seen the pass and Jack Clark just could not get in the end of it. Better.
Chested down by Gardner-Hickman, trying to hold off Nunez. Gets the ball to Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson can't fox Ashley Young. Nunez in field again. He's been bright since he came on. Back to Kayuste, who's also got involved. He gives it to Matusiwa, who stretches and loses the ball. Kayuste then does likewise to Forshaw, who hits it up into the Lancashire clouds. O'Shea with a header. Might drop down to Ohashi. Ohashi with a head down to Alabiosu. Foul by Davis on Ohashi. He's going to be penalised with a free kick in central field.
Again, it's one of the ones he's caught him afterwards. It was a foul. Nothing in it though. Definitely a foul, but the crowd making nearly every challenge nowadays.
Yeah,
it's just the referee.
Really angered with the decision to only give Azo Matusiwa a yellow card at the end of the first half. I haven't seen it again on replay, but in normal time, at the time, I thought that's a red. But anyway, he got away with it.
To be fair, if we're going to win this game, Brenner, we can thank the referee.
Yeah. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Blackburn pump the ball into the Ipswich area. Glancing header away from McAteer. Blackburn have a throw-in outside the town penalty box. Now with Adam Forshaw. Back to Gardner Hickman, closed down by McAteer. He rolls it into the path of Pears. Yeah, 0800 141 2121. Have a chat to Graham and Alex afterwards on Match Night. We're on until 10:30. Or text 81333. Start those messages SFK. WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Also put SFK at the start of those. Wayward pass from Nunez straight to McLaughlin. Back he passes it to Miller. And now Pears with the ball for Blackburn on the edge of their penalty area. Forward, the driven ball from McLaughlin, out of play far side for an Ipswich Town throw-in. One of those games, it hopefully ends up just being a scruffy 1-0 to Ipswich. Poor from Walton, given away. Marishta inside the Ipswich Town penalty area, forced out of it by numerous red shirts. Alabiosu on the right-hand side goes to the byline. His attempted cross comes off Davis, and Blackburn win their first corner kick of the second half. The attendance, incidentally, 13,142, and a quite remarkable 2,728 Ipswich Town supporters. That is brilliant away support for this game in particular, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, phenomenal. Considering we've had three away games,
exactly.
Long journeys as well.
Christmas just around the corner. They've been here before. It's incredible away support. Let's hope they're rewarded with a victory. For the moment, though, they're holding their breath because Blackburn have a corner kick. Rovers corner, left-footed towards the far post. Walton Kane missed it. Headed away by Kipra behind him. The keeper got out of jail. Gardner Hickman infield to Forshaw. Blackburn trying to force an opening early in this second half. Well, actually 9 minutes into it now.
We were just singing Walton's praises, but he's made a few mistakes tonight, especially on the ball, and that was another one there from the cross, wasn't it? He's on no man's land there.
Well, Blackburn felt they were harshly dealt with when this game was abandoned. Them leading 1-0 against 10 men 10.5 weeks ago. And also wrong end of referee decision here tonight. But more sympathy tonight with them. This game for me always had to be replayed. Blackburn on the left wing with Hedges. Plays it against Young. Young then turns it into the path of McAteer to Nunez. Referees played a good advantage because McAteer was taken out. There's Matusiwa to Kayuste. Kayuste runs into Forshaw, who was very close to him. Battled hard, and championship player. Blackburn about to bring on Sidney Tavares, who's been injured of late. Pratt. Blackburn have a man down, so Pratt just rolls the ball out of play. This is so... The captain can maybe get some treatment at McLaughlin. I don't think he's the player that's going to be coming off for Tavares. Although Valerian Ishmael wants a word with one of the defenders on his bench, just in case he has to make a change. What are you made of this 11 minutes, Alex, since the break?
It's been a little bit better. Both teams going for that a little bit more. Passing's been a little bit better from both teams. Town definitely look a little bit sharper. Their passing looks a little bit sharper. Nunez has probably brought something to the party. He's actually come in and he's getting on the ball and creating things, and he looks a little bit of the spark that we've needed since he's been on. He's been behind a few of the good moves. So yeah, Kayusti's had a few nice touches as well since he's come on. A little bit more creativity in there. It's what you want. When I looked at the team at the start, I was like, where's the creativity? And you've got Kayusti and Nunez on now that are probably going to create something, but whether we've got somebody putting the ball in the back of the net is a different kettle of fish.
Play back underway. McLaughlin's up on his feet without treatment. The change Blackburn have made is that Forshaw has gone off and been replaced by Tavares.
That's a bit low. I thought he was doing well, Forshaw, for them.
Yeah, I did as well. I did. Ball forward from McLaughlin, trying to get Ohashi in behind, but it's going to go to Walton. Wasn't the worst ball in the world. Walton now has it in his penalty area, off to our left-hand side. A draw. 10-10 up to 7th in the table, I think, as the ball is played forward by Blackburn. Then a header in field, looking for Marishta, who looked lively in spurts in the first half. Kayuste holds off Ohashi, gives the ball to Clark, running with it on the far side. Overlapping is Davis, trying to get away from Miller. Miller goes to ground and hooks the ball away from Leif Davis, off an advertising board for a throw to Blackburn Rovers.
I like
got a man down. Kipre's on all fours. Sorry, Alex.
I like Miller. I like him as a defender.
Yeah.
He's like, doesn't do anything flash, but he's just a good, solid defender.
Kipre,
struggle.
A bit of a concern at the moment for Ipswich Town. So Jacob Greaves would obviously be the player that would then come on for him if needs be. But he's up on his feet. Yeah, Town up to 7th in the live table, above Birmingham, who I thought looked good against Watford last night. Got some good players, Birmingham, and on a really good run at home as well in particular. Kipre launching that one out to the right-hand side for McAteer. It's an excellent ball. McAteer's offside again. Oh, it's not good from him. Needs to be sharper than that.
Yeah, he needs to be looking along the line. I mean, once you can get away with Brenner, you know what I mean, but not 2 in a row. It's the same thing. It's a great opportunity as well. Stay on side. You've got a 1v1 with the fullback.
What are we now? 90 seconds shy of the hour mark on BBC Radio Suffolk. Town back to home comforts on Saturday. Coventry City. Free scoring. League leaders Coventry in town. Match down air from 2 till 6. Mick Mills alongside me for that. We'll start the build up on the match day preview with Graham between 6 and 7 on Friday evening. McLaughlin heads the ball away. Tavares almost loses that to Nunez. Now it's with Akpom of Ipswich. Back to Matusiwa. Matusiwa then goes square to Kayuste. Kayuste helps it on to Davis. Ipswich Town slowly coming forward. Clark has the ball. Infield he goes to Kipre. Kipre bursting into the area, having a go. Saved by Pears. Really good stuff from the centre half.
Yeah, good play from Kipre, but he needs to get back now though.
Diego Blackburn on the attack. Challenge from O'Shea's a 50-50. One in the air by Ohashi, bravely so. But the ball ends up with Clark, who loses a challenge to Gudjonsson. Gudjonsson square in the centre of the field, straight to McAteer. Blackburn really are no great shakes. Young belts the ball against the backside of Gardner-Hickman, gets it back. Now McAllister. Matusiwa straight towards Tavares. Tavares off the referee. Blackburn don't get it back. The referee wants them to bring the ball back. Blackburn before they can carry on. It will be their possession. Akpom complains to the referee about something or other.
Akpom's complaining that he was in his way. The referee was in his way, and that's why he's shouting at the ref.
Blackburn ball inside their half. Greaves is still out warming up, as is Johnson, Philogene, not maybe Eggley as well.
It's a great strike from Kipre, Brennan.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, goalkeeper, give the goalkeeper something to think about.
Yeah, it did at last. O'Shea challenges Hedges. Hedges has stayed down. Nunez plays a ball across the park straight to Alabiosu. Mistake from him. Blackburn trying to break the deadlock. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Gardner-Hickman to Alabiosu, wide right outside the town area, and here comes his cross, brave headed down and out behind by Matusiwa for a Blackburn corner kick.
Yeah, both teams go for it now, getting the ball in, creating a few chances, getting the balls into the box. We've seen more goal-mouth action in this half than we've seen the whole of the first half. There's only 10 minutes gone, or 15 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, we are past the hour mark. Surely we'll see Jaden Philogene fairly soon, one would have thought.
And Hurst.
Yeah, you wonder. Really was very lively last week, Philogene, when he came on back at his former club. Need a bit of quality from Cantwell about to come on for Blackburn as well, which is a concern. Widely seen as Blackburn's best player. Corner kick to Blackburn at 0-0. Swung into the centre, headed towards goal. Saved by Walton, low down to his right-hand side. It was on target as well. One of the centre halves up there.
Yeah, good header. I was just looking at it, I was wondering if Walton could have came for that, but it was probably just a little bit too far out for him.
Yeah, it's a good corner. Well worked. McLaughlin with the header.
It's too easy though, Brenner. Somebody's got to be picking him up.
Yeah, exactly. Corner kick to Blackburn Rovers off to our left-hand side. Then from Marishta, deep towards the far post, headed into the middle. It's come off an Ipswich Town defender, Casey McAteer. Blackburn turning up the pressure on Ipswich Town. It's another corner kick to Rovers. Once again, the TV cameras zoom in on Todd Cantwell, pulling up his socks and sorting out his tie-ups underneath us. Another corner kick to Blackburn, knocking on the door. Swung towards the far post, headed away well by Davis, recycled high into the box by Gardner-Hickman, nodded out by O'Shea, who was being fouled. The referee didn't play the advantage that Alex clearly wanted him to play.
Yeah, I did actually, because he was away. I mean, Nunez was away, nobody near him. But the referee only dies for the free kick.
To Ipswich Town in the D on the edge of their penalty area. Here comes Walton. Of course, Town still playing their usual system. Before we saw those changes at half-time. Nunez in behind Akpom. Kiyuste back alongside Matusiwa. Walton, left-footed, swings the ball out to this near side. Headed on by McAteer, dealt with by Tavares. 18 minutes gone in the second half, so it's still over half an hour's worth of football, no doubt, to play in this game. Ashley Young for Ipswich. Can they get the win that takes them up to 4th in the table? Currently just one place below the playoffs. Kipre to Kiyuste. There is Matusiwa. Young charged down by Hedges. Ball deflects nicely for Town and field to Kiyuste. He runs into traffic. Marishta takes the ball off of him. Good Johnson into the path of the flying Alabiosu. Davis is coming back to hold him up. He's on a yellow, remember, leaf, so he can't do anything daft. Alabiosu takes him in. In comes his cross. Good looking ball into the middle. Controlled by Young and belted away. Good positioning from Ashley Young. And then passed out by Pratt.
Yeah, looked a bit of a prat there, to be fair, passing it out to nobody there, didn't he?
I was just waiting for that.
You were, weren't you?
You didn't let
you
me
read
down.
me so well.
No, you well. It's Young with this thrown for Ipswich Town. One of Town's better players in terms of their starters. Ashley Young gives it to Nunez, then Young does well to keep it in. Good ball from Young, picking out Davis. What can Ipswich Town do? They're outnumbered at the moment. Davis to the far side and Clark. Forward come the red shirts. Back come the blue and white to Blackburn. Clark inside the area, gives it to Davis. Back to goal. He's going to lose out. Nothing will come of that. Blackburn haven't got too many players forward in terms of a counter-attack, nor masses of pace in this side either. Quite pedestrian as the ball goes back via Miller to McLaughlin. Foul on the far side to Blackburn Rovers. Wow, just look at somebody's screen in front of us. Fulham have got it back to 4-5 at home to Man City in the Premier League. That's been quite some game.
Unbelievable. They were winning 3-0, City as well.
Shame that screen hadn't been on a bit earlier. We could have sat and watched that, Alex.
I was the first half.
We've got this break and play here. So we could sit and watch Haaland, Foden and co. Let's see, is that Leif Davis getting picked up? Looks a little bit winded. We've played, what have we played? 20 and a bit minutes in the second half as Kieran McKenna turns and looks towards his bench. Somebody's coming on. I think it might be Philogene. Yeah. A gloved red arm raised in the air as somebody's taken off their numerous layers. As Pears places the ball down outside his penalty area. Let's just have a scruffy, ugly 1-0.
Yeah, we'll take it, Brenner.
Oh, it's all we're
big
after
time.
now.
That's all we want. We just want to win.
Ball forward. Walton's out of his area. Gets there ahead of his man. Out of play, the ball goes. Blackburn have a throw-in outside the Ipswich Town penalty area as Walton jogs back into his 6-yard area. Approaching the final quarter of this game.
I had visions of Walton taking the player out there.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
There, Ishmael's chatting to Todd Cantwell, who's missed the last 9 games for Blackburn. Came from Rangers. Obviously a former Norwich player, as we get ready to face this throw-in of Blackburn Rovers. Number 12 is coming forward to take it. Miller hurls it back to Gardner Hickman. Not what Town were expecting. Gardner Hickman has a go, got right underneath it, and the ball's into the crowd off to our left-hand side. Blackburn goal kick, therefore. Well, here come more changes for Ipswich Town. Akpom, it's had a very, very quiet night wherever he's played. He's going to be replaced by George Hurst, and George Hurst being booed back at Ewood Park. And the other change is Casey McAteer.
Oh, Jack Clark and Philogene both on the same pitch.
Yeah,
wow.
It's been replaced by Philogene. So Town, for me, this front four looks so much stronger than the 4 they started the game with.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Surely going forward, it's worth giving this 4 a go. Clark one side, Philogene the other, Nunez in behind Hurst. That would be popular among supporters. Hurst with a header on, Clark might be in behind. Pratt gets enough on the ball to just get it away. Hurst's going after this one, tugging on the shirt of his man. Surely Town with this 4 can go on and win this game.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? On paper, anyway.
Young to Hurst. Hurst's layoff goes out of play away from Clark. It's going to be a throw into Blackburn left back. So you like the look of this lot as well?
I do. I definitely do. I do like Philogene and Clark in the same team. I think they give you different things as wingers.
Thrown forward by Blackburn. Kipper is now after it. Walton's out of his area. 22 minutes to go. Clark with a header on. It has been strange because it was Clark and Philogene pre-season. Clark down the right, Philogene down the left.
To be fair, Brendan, this would be my starting lineup without probably Ashley Young. I would probably have Furlong in there.
It's a good shout.
That would be my starting lineup.
Headed forward by Marishta. Ohashi gives it to Alabiosu on the right hand side. Alabiosu outside the Ipswich area. In comes a decent looking cross. A lot more red shirts back than blue and whites up there for Blackburn. Lack of ambition from the home side. Alabiosu has it. I think a fair number of people would agree with you on that, Alex. I personally would have Taylor ahead of Kayuste, but most people wouldn't. I get that. The ball goes back to Pez, and yeah, you'd probably go Furlong ahead of Young. But beyond that, looks a good side down there. Davis up towards Hurst, under pressure. Didn't really work out for him as a Blackburn player. Good play from Marishta. Marishta gives the ball to Gardner Hickman. Once again, he has the ball on the halfway line. Back with Pratt. Of course, at the moment, it's another clean sheet for Ipswich Town. Gardner Hickman trying to thread it through towards Ohashi.
I mean, I do think Hurst is lacking in confidence big time. You know what I mean? A Hurst with confidence definitely would be in my starting lineup. But he's just lacking in confidence just now.
Big 2026 ahead of him. Trying to get in that Scotland squad for the World Cup. Hurst done well here, and he's run the ball out to the far side, loses it, and doesn't even go out of play for a Town throw-in the end. Tavares for Blackburn goes back to the youngster Pratt. Pratt jabs it forward first time to Gardner Hickman. Double change at least for Blackburn Rovers. Also bringing on Moussa Baraji. Not seen him before. French midfielder on loan from Swiss football. Bit of an all-action midfielder. And Cantwell will be a concern because he's a good footballer. He'll be booed by the Ipswich Town fans for obvious reasons. He's coming on for Taylor Gardner Hickman. It's a big boost for Blackburn to have him back. Being cheered by the home fans, booed by the away Cantwell. Marishta is going off.
He's done well, Marishta.
He's been one of their better players, hasn't he? And he's been replaced by Moussa Baraji. Yet to start a game for Blackburn. It's a loan with a view to a permanent for Baraji. Now Ohashi trying to make fools of the Ipswich Town back line, but it's cleared away by them to the far side. And Miller. Long a way to come for a game that was cancelled, and then a game that's 0-0 so far, but be worth the trip. For us anyway, if the ball ends up in the net off to our right at some stage. Hooked over his head by Kipre. Philogene can't keep it in on the far side. It's going to go out for a throw, and afterwards 0800 141 2121 to have a chat to Graham and Alex. 81333. Start your texts SFK or WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Start those SFK. And also give us your predictions in terms of, or fears perhaps, in terms of Coventry on Saturday. Mick Mills alongside me at Portman Road for that 3 o'clock kick-off on BBC Radio Suffolk. O'Shea hoofing the ball forward, brought down by McLaughlin. Pratt through a little gap finds Tavares. 18 minutes to go. Cantwell on the ball, rolls it quickly to Hedges, down the line to Gudjonsson. In behind is Hedges. The ball just came off of O'Shea. Hedges has the chance to cross. He hasn't done that just yet. Has it in the right back area outside the Town box. So down the Blackburn left. Infield to Cantwell, seeing plenty of the ball. He gives it square to Gudjonsson. Well intercepted by Kayuste. Both sides will certainly want to go on and win this game. As the ball is given back by Pratt to Pears. 2 changes for Town at half-time. Remember, Nunez and Kayuste coming on for Taylor and Athon. Campwell, the ball is now back with Pears in front of those Ipswich Town fans. Forward from the right-footed Pears, out of play far side over the top of Ohashi and Leif Davis. Davis with a throw-in for Ipswich Town. Aaron Ishmael, picture of concentration down below us.
We need to up it again, Brenner.
Yeah.
If we want to go and win this game, we're quite happy sitting here getting a 0-0 draw, which I hope we're not. I'd like to see us pushing on a little bit and try and... We've got the changes on the pitch. Let's start getting the passing game going and start playing. We're just a little bit flat just now.
I agree. They need to go on and try and win this game. Undoubtedly, it's there for them.
Draws them.
We've got the ability there.
It's not good enough a draw.
They'll have tougher away games than this as the season progresses. Miller throws the ball up over the top of Ohashi. It comes to Gudjonsson, back to Alabiosu. Cantwell back to goal, 30 yards out. Gives it back to Pratt. Pratt on the left-hand side finds Hedges. Hedges rolls it in field. Tavares is making a run. Cantwell's there. Wants to go down the line. In goes the challenge of Young on Hedges. Out the ball goes next to substitute Ben Johnson. It's a throw that is going to be taken by McLaughlin by the looks of things. We'll also hear from Kieran McKenna before off air at 10:30 on BBC Radio Suffolk. And also hear from an Ipswich Town player as well, which might well be Dara O'Shea, the way things are going at the moment. It certainly will be if Blackburn score from this. Blackburn throw-in. Miller is the man on throw-in duties into the Ipswich area. It comes headed down and out behind for a corner to Blackburn, their 8th of the game. Town have just had the 3.
Yeah, and they've been dangerous with the corners with a couple of little headers going in.
Campwell's on this one. Just sorting out his hair before he positions the ball as he wants it. Into the final 15 minutes at Ewood Park, 0-0. Blackburn corner kick, and it comes from Cantwell. Looks decent, very good, and it's headed in. Blackburn lead 1-0. Headed in at the far post by their goal scorer of the moment, Andre Gudjonsson. He goes to 6 for the season, and Ipswich Town are behind again this season at Ewood Park, and sadly I don't think the weather's going to save them this time. They're going to have to up their game a lot if they're to get something from this second trip to Lancashire.
Yeah, it's a good ball on for Cantwell. He's just a little flick, and he's just good strikers at the back, waiting at the back post, and he's got a nice little tap in. Defence is sleeping in behind, and it's just a nice little header at the back post.
Well, 0-0 wasn't going to be much good for Ipswich Town. 1-0 against. Well, certainly isn't.
2 free headers there.
Yeah.
One at the near post and one at the back post.
Cantwell was always going to have a say in this game, wasn't he? Typical. But as we were saying before, the Town have got talent out there, an awful lot of talent in this front four. Kayuste pulling the strings behind. Maybe one of the centre-halves will get up and on the end of something.
On paper it looks good, Brenner, but on the pitch it's not.
Well, they're not used to playing with each other, are they? Maybe if they had played together as a quartet a lot more this season, they might be looking really exciting.
Leif Davis and Matisse were just standing on their heels at the back. Gudjonsson's just drifted off them. Ball watching.
Hedges is going off to be replaced by Deneuve. And Gudjonsson is going off, having just scored what's the winner at the moment. Maktar Guy, all 6'5" of the Senegalese. His second season here is coming on. He's in good form at the moment, Gudjonsson. When I spoke to the Blackburn fan Lindsay on the Blue Hour last night and asked her who her player of the half season so far was, she talked about Cantwell, but she also mentioned that Gudjonsson's scoring a lot of goals of late. Here come Ipswich Town trying to draw level, having just gone behind. Philogene with a good-looking ball, punched away by Pears. Guy back defending, almost got on his teammate's way. Blackburn break down this left-hand side with Deneuve, who's speedy. He's really flown forward, the Belgian, but then he's shown way too much of the ball to Matthew Siwa, who hooks it in field for Young. Well, let's see what develops in the final 12 minutes of this championship match. Town are bringing on Sindrawalla Eggerly. So this four's not going to play together for too long. One would imagine is coming on for Jack Clark near side. That would be a good time for him to find his feet in terms of goals in English football. Just a little tot-up at the start of this game. In terms of Town starters, between them, McAteer, Akpom and Athon had a combined 37 appearances for 2 goals. And of course, that hasn't been added to tonight whilst they were on. Eggerly looking for his first as a Town player. Kayuste gets the ball out to the left-hand side, and Leif Davis. Blackburn lead 1-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Davis gives the ball back to Kayuste. Then Kipre. Blackburn fans chanting their team. Kipre's ball's deflected. Davis stabs it back to Kayuste by the byline, low into the centre, cleared away by McLaughlin, the captain of Blackburn. He's been fairly solid for them at the back. It's Matthew Siwa who's coming off. That's good. Nothing against him, but just why not? Needs must.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, good. That's what we need. Let's see where Clark goes.
I think Nunez has dropped back.
Won't he? Clark's kind of in the 10. Eggerly down the right-hand side, just on as a substitute for Ipswich Town, looking for an equaliser. His cross isn't good enough. Headed away by Pratt. Guy can't keep it in. So yeah, it's a 3 of Eggerly, Clark and Philogene behind Hurst.
He's done all right, Eggerly, there, but it's just his final ball. You know, he's got to miss the first defender.
Kipre to Philogene. Here is Kayuste. O'Shea in the middle of the field. Town pressing. Young. Can they find a way through? Eggerly down the right-hand side, taking on Deneuve. In comes his cross, deflected, but it favoured the Blackburn goalkeeper. Took the sting out of it. Didn't change the direction too much. It was an easy catch for Pears. Blackburn, 10 minutes plus added on time away from a big win. Their second here all season. Town back down to 9th in the live table, blowing their game in hand that we've talked about for so long. Nunez forward to Clark, beaten away by Pratt to Davis. Davis for Ipswich carries it forward to Philogene. He can certainly be a spark in terms of creation or scoring goals. Philogene onto the thigh of Young. Young infield to Clark. Clark's challenged but released the ball quickly enough to Eggly. Eggly taking on a couple of players. Young's cross into the centres, dealt with by Alabiosu. Up towards the big man Guy, can't make it stick. Young's challenged by Cantwell. Young goes down holding his face. Play continues with Eggly on the ball. Eggly square to Philogene. Philogene 30 yards from goal. Squeeze it through a gap to Kiyuste, who hits it over the bar. Lucky. Real snapshot from the Swede. That was met really strongly, but off target. Just too much height on it.
Yeah, better though. Better. I just hope it's not too late. We need to keep going. We need to try and get something out of this game.
Well, it's the same as last time, albeit we played an extra couple of minutes. Rovers 1, Town 0. That's what the scoreboard said to my right hand side 10.5 weeks ago, although the time at that point was frozen at 79 minutes and 39 seconds. Now we've just reached exactly 82 minutes.
I don't see many clouds, Brenner.
No, I don't think the clouds are coming to save us, are they? Town are going to have to do it through scoring a goal. O'Shea's been battered to the ground. He's on his knees. He's going to be all right to carry on. Drop ball, unchallenged. Ashley Young over it. At the moment, just like it was with Middlesbrough and Charlton. Town heading to back-to-back away defeats at the moment, with the league leaders Coventry to come on Saturday. At the moment, they will come to Portman over the carrot of go 19 points clear of Ipswich Town. That's first place gone if Town lose this and lose on Saturday. Didn't think we'd be saying that, 2 games into December. Young up towards Eggly, smuggled out by, I was going to say Deneve, but the Blackburn fans shouted louder and they've got their side a throw-in. Well, fingers crossed. What are we? Oh God, just 7 minutes to go. Here is left back Hedges. Of course, Town have now made all of their changes. These are the 11 players that are going to be finishing this game. 2,728 glum Ipswich Town supporters as Walton slipped to much the merriment of the Blackburn fans. Still got enough on the kick. Here is a long kick forward for Blackburn. One in the air by Kipre, cushioned down by Kiyuste to O'Shea. Good Johnson's goal separates these two sides. Philogene keeps the ball in far side for Ipswich Town. We're heading towards the final 5 minutes at Ewood Park. Philogene to Kiyuste. What can he conjure up? Forward he comes. Held up. But retrieves the ball. Kiyuste square to Young. On the right hand side, Eggly, left-footed, cross towards the far stick. There are players there, but so too a Blackburn defender. Kipre hits it into the ground, blocked off by McLaughlin. Headed away by Alabiosu. Kiyuste got some forehead in his face as well. Free kick given the way of Ipswich Town for that foul challenge outside the Blackburn area.
I thought it was a foul, Brenner. I really did. There was a bit of afters there. I really did. I'm surprised the ref took his time about it, the referee. When this ball goes up and it comes back again, Kiyuste's gone up and there's some follow through with his elbow.
Nunez will be right at the front of the queue for this one. Scored at QPR, scored at Hull. Can he score here? Well, at the moment, Philogene also fancies it. There's a little bit of a rumpus going on. Players having to be separated by Cedric Kipre. Not sure where that came from. The referee wanting a word with Todd Cantwell. O'Shea pushing Ahashi, is telling them to do one. And now it's Davis and Nunez over this one, as you would probably expect.
Score now, Brennan, and then we've got the last 8-9 minutes. We've got a right game in our hands.
Yeah, you never know. 4.5 minutes of normal time to go, but we're probably going to see the board show 4 or 5. So Alex is right. We could have 9 minutes to play. Free kick to Ipswich Town.
Nice distance.
It is. It's around about 24 yards from goal. Left of centre, this free kick. Nunez and Davis. It's going to be one of those two for Ipswich Town as they try to get a late equaliser at Ewood Park. Blackburn 1-0 ahead. The referee's blown his whistle. Nunez comes forward, hits it up into the wall, which did its job. Numerous players in there. Young gives the ball back to Nunez, who puts it forward again, back into the box. Egley brings it down, well read by Deneve. Excellent play from him. It's a nice first touch from Egley. I thought he'd done exactly the right thing, but Deneve was alert to it. Young with a calm header to Clark. Clark stumbles, but gives it in field to the deepest line player, which was Nunez from that free kick. Leif Davis over the top for Philogene. Flag goes up against him. He tries to clip it in from the dead ball line. 3 minutes to go, plus added on for Town to get something from this game.
It gets frustrating when you're watching that we need to go a goal down to start playing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? We need to go a goal down to see if before we start trying to create something and start to play.
They're just not very good, are they, really? That's the bottom of it.
Fair play.
That's my summary. That's not really the matter of this game or promotion or anything crazy like that. I'm just saying as I see it.
It's been poor today.
It has been poor today. We're into December, one game into December, but still to really catch light Ipswich Town on a more consistent basis. There's a wrestling match going on over there between Gay and Davis. The ball's out of play for a throw to Cedric Kipre. I think he's retrieved the ball for Davis in the end. 2 minutes to play.
He needs to watch what he's doing, Davis. He doesn't want to get sent off and miss a game.
Never lost a midweek game in the EFL away from home. Kieran McKenna, 9 wins and 3 draws on Tuesday nights up until now when they've been away. Here is Ashley Young. 1-0 to Blackburn Rovers. Young across the field to Davis on the far side. To pick up no points from Oxford and Blackburn would be terrible. Here comes Philogene, tormenting his fullback far side. Trying a little trick to slip the clutches of Alabiosu. And also over there is Gay back helping out for Blackburn. Actually, it's Baraji doing a job. Town throw-in. Kiyuste winding up a long one, and it loops to the Blackburn area, headed away by Baraji. As far as Kiyuste rather got the ball stuck between his feet. Back to Davis. Davis is crossing to the middle. It was plucked out of the sky by Pears. Denying George Hurst a first sight of goal since he came on. Went to the final minute of the 90. As Kipre battles with Gay, real heavyweight battle that one. Headed back by Davis to Walton. Walton out to Young. Young up to Clark. Clark was being tripped by a couple of Blackburn players, Tavares and Cantwell both on him. Clark took matters into his own hands literally by grabbing the ball. There was a chance that he might have been blown up for a handball, but he wasn't. Kipre to Nunez, then to Hurst. Ipswich have it with Philogene. Kiyuste lets it go through his legs. Nunez to Ashley Young down this right-hand side. A rare 90 minutes for him. Egley trying to get away from Deneve. Back from Cantwell. Out the ball goes for a throw. Cantwell trying to wind up the crowd. 4 minutes. Thought there might be more than that. 4 minutes of added on time, in which Ipswich Town need to get a goal. Clark runs into Baraji. The ball breaks to Cantwell. Cantwell forward for Gay. Back will come O'Shea. O'Shea gets there ahead of Walton, who's also shown an interest in that ball. 3.5 minutes to play. Nunez. Blackburn will feel justice has been done with this scoreline, given the way the first meeting went. Egley to Kipre. There is still time for Ipswich Town to get a draw. Surely that's the best they can get from this game. We'd take it now. Philogene with a cross. Hurst trying to flick on, brought down by Deneve. Appeals for a handball by from Ashley Young, saying that Deneve had hit it on his arm or his hand. Gay carries the ball down the left-hand side. O'Shea watching him. Gay comes in field, gets away from O'Shea. Young wins it back and does well. Young to Walton. Walton jabs it up in the air away from Gay, brought down by Pratt. He gets away from a rather tired-looking Clark. Tavares to Cantwell, down the line. Cantwell, lovely little flick to Tavares, who'll waste some time. Nunez barges into the back of Tavares and gift wraps Blackburn a free kick in a good position as Alex Matthews sighs and looks to the heavens. Good Johnson given man of the match for his goal. That's disappointing. Little passage of play there, Alex.
Yeah, poor. I mean, giving the ball away and then giving the free kick away like that. Yeah.
2 minutes. Oh, they added on 4 to go. I must admit, I thought there might have been more than 4 minutes. How many would have been enough for Town to get back into it, I don't know. But at the moment, Cantwell taking a while over this free kick, as he's entitled to do.
To be fair, Brennan, we could play another hour and a half and we still wouldn't score.
Let's hope you've tempted fate by saying that. The ball's deep inside the Ipswich half. Gay now sneaking along the dead ball line. In goes Clark with a diving challenge. Out the ball goes for Blackburn's 9th corner kick of the night. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come. Yours welcome. 0800 141 2121. I'm sure lots of people will have lots of opinions off the back of this one. A few people probably a little bit worried about Saturday. Different game though, different challenge. Ball's out of play for a goal kick to Ipswich Town. Christian Walton has it. Got, 80 seconds or so to play in this game. Walton short to O'Shea, to his right-hand side, Young. I feel so sorry for those 2,728.
Yeah, at least the range went off for them.
Yeah, that's true. Scant consolation as the ball is back with Miller at the back for Blackburn. A number of their fans are departing. Not hanging around to celebrate the second home win of the season. Hurst has to sprint across the ground to get the ball on halfway. Good bit of closing down up top there for Blackburn. Switch of play over the top for Ipswich Town. Davis brings it down the area. Might be a chance for Kiyuste. Gives it back to Philogene. Now to Clark. Clark, surely somebody's going to have a shot. Eggely!
Yes! Yes!
Sindra Waller-Eggely with his first goal in English football. He curled it low into the net beyond pairs, and Blackburn are absolutely distraught. They're floored. Seconds away from their second home win of the season. They've been denied by a late equaliser. Ipswich Town are coming back from Lancashire with a point. It's Blackburn 1, Ipswich Town 1.
Good finish. I'm pleased for Eggly. I really am. He's just side-footed and that's all you do. It's a lovely finish. As soon as he left his foot, he knew it was in. Yeah, I'm really pleased for the young lad. He's looked quite sharp when he's came on. We're just talking about that before the game, weren't we? Maybe give him 20 minutes, give him that. Comes on, maybe change it.
I thought nobody was going to have a shot there. I thought Davis, Philogene, Clark, somebody just have a go. And it was controlled, it was low, it was into the corner of the net. Pears clears it away from Eggely. Ball downfield. That is it. Pretty much the last piece of action in what's been an otherwise drab affair has seen Ipswich Town get a late equaliser as Kieran McKenna shakes hands with a crestfallen Valerian Ishmael, the Blackburn Rovers manager, who cannot believe it. Ipswich Town have come away with a point. They snatched a late 1-1 draw up at Ewood Park.
Yeah.
Although, of course, it doesn't count because it was scored after the 80th minute in this part of the world.
At the end of the day, it's a good point, but we should have. There was 3 points there begging to be taken, Brenner.
Yeah. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a. I think he summed it up. It was a drab affair. Both teams. We never started playing until we went a goal down. Then we started to create a little bit. I don't know. I think we need to have a little bit of consistency
in terms of
selections and keeping that. I get the squad game. I get that all the time, but nobody seems to know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? When they're playing together, I think you need to have that consistency. They always had that back six. It was always there all the time, and then they would swap and change the front three. Fair enough, but
We thought Ipswich Town, like I said a few minutes ago, they're not very good, are they? We expected them to be better by December. They're not a good football team, sadly, are they?
No, and I was talking to you, Brenner, off air, and I was saying, if you look at that squad of players, and you would say, if we get promoted to the Premiership, I would be saying, right, we're coming straight back down, unless we buy a new squad again. Do you know what I mean? Because that squad to go up is not good enough to play in the Premiership. I thought last season's squad was a lot stronger to go in the Premiership with, but maybe that's because we've known these players for 3-4 years. We need to see a lot more from this team to be up there. I mean, the fans are going to be happy with a draw. I've always said before, you take a draw away from home, win your home games, fair enough, but we're not even doing that just now.
And credit to them for keeping going. They have come away with something for this game. They deserve credit for that. It's lovely to see the teenage talent of Sindrawala Eggerly get his first goal in English football, and an important one at that. So it's been one of each, a win, a draw and a defeat in terms of these 3 games in a row on the road for Ipswich Town. 4 points from the 9 available. Everyone will have opinions on whether that is good enough to take into Coventry this coming weekend. A chance to really reset with what would be a sizable win if they can see off Frank Lampard's side at Portman Road this coming weekend. It was interesting, the Blackburn players, just while Alex was chatting, they had a team talk on the pitch after the game. Valerian Ishmael got them, I can't remember seeing that. It was very Phil Brown-esque almost back in the day at the half-time with Hull. He had them in a circle on the halfway line, his staff and his players, and he looks really, really sombre. He can't believe that his side didn't get all 3 points from this game against the substandard Ipswich Town, who he'll no doubt feel should have played the whole of the second half with 10 men. They didn't. They had 11 on the field, and thanks to that late equaliser, I'm so pleased for those Ipswich Town fans. That's what it's all about. They've travelled 1,200 miles these last 8 days to watch their side, and at least they haven't gone out on a real low of a defeat. They've seen their side draw 1-1 here with Blackburn Rovers.